take 3 deep breaths. I like to start everything with 3 deep breaths because it allows everybody to relax, allows us to be here and now. I'm going to say, everybody, put your phone on silent. I would say suggest do not disturb because this is a not to be disturbed time if you're serious about your business, if you're serious about yourself. Okay? So, sit up in your chair, feet flat on the floor.
Listen, you were supposed to send me your schedule.
Girl, I not owe you an apology. That's I have it on. It's in my notes. So I'm going to address that. So bear with me. You got me. We're gonna make sure we got you on my schedule before I leave today. I'm committed. All right, feet flat on the floor, sitting straight up. I'm still waiting on some feet. There's still a foot that's still in the chair. I'm not gonna tell on nobody. All right, uncross your feet, feet flat on the ground. Let's see. Y'all ever play Simon Says? Okay. Simon Says, put your feet on the ground.
45 years.
I know, okay. Place your hands in your lap, palms up. Because we want to release anything that's not serving us. And we want to receive anything that is for us. So close your eyes. Tuck your chin in a little bit as if there's a crown on your head and you don't want it to fall off. Now blow all the air out of your body until you can't blow anymore. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. Now slowly inhale through your nose. Then blow it all out your mouth again. Blow, 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 until you can't blow anymore. Now inhale a little slower and a little deeper this time. Now blow it all out. Now we're going to breathe in a little slower, a little deeper, filling up our whole entire bodies, and we're going to hold it in. Now I want you to take an extra sip of air. Hold it. Now when you let it out, I want you to let it out with a sigh. How's that feel? Feel a little better? We all need that sometimes. So today, it's workshop time. You're gonna have to talk today. You're gonna have to do some public speaking today, okay? So get ready. Get ready to take some notes so you can be prepared for your little mini speech. And I call it mini because you only have to go for about a minute without me looking at you sideways. So here's the agenda. First of all, we're gonna talk about the purpose of communication. Get your worksheet life together. We're going to talk about pitch deck because that's the main purpose today. If we have time, we'll talk about some presentation do's and don'ts and how to be prepared. Are we ready?
Yes.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
Okay. So when you are talking to somebody, whether you are talking to one person or a room full of people, you need to know why. Why are you opening up your mouth? If you know your purpose, there is going to be a great deal of what you can be effective in saying and communicating and walking out the door with. You might walk out the door with a check if you know your purpose. So that is going to be the first thing that we talk about today. So I want you to already start thinking in your mini speech today. Are you going to be speaking to some investors, potential customers? Make the decision so that way everything that you think about for the rest of this workshop, you'll know who you're talking to, okay? So we're going to start off really quick by introducing ourselves. Anytime I see you, I'm going to want you to reintroduce yourself. These are our guidelines. I want to know the name of your company first, not your name. So I do not want you to start with my name is. If you say that, I'm going to say skirt, and we're going to start all over, okay? All right, everybody? I want to know what you're developing. So no matter what it is, even if you are already in business, you should always be developing your product or your service. It should never be like, this is it. Otherwise, you'll be like Kmart or Electronic Express and you'll be out of business. You have to always have an evolving product, an evolving model. So who are you helping with your business? I want to know specifically as possible you can tell me today. What are their pain points? And you don't have to say specifically, I solve their, But let me know what the problem is that you're solving, how you do it, and then you can tell me your name. Okay? Who's bold and brave and want to go first?
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead,
You
Trisha.
know I'm going first. Get it over with. You like that?
All right, that's the way to do it.
No.
Okay. My company name is Empowered Care. I am developing a social impact organization to help unemployed individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities solve their unemployment problem in today's market. My secret sauce is to provide them the jobs and train them on that job to move them into society, community. My name is Tricia.
Everybody give her a round of applause. Please. Next. Go ahead.
My company name is Drakeford and Associates, and I'm developing process improvement packages that was going to fit the needs of my target market, which is small business, startup and established organizations with like 1 to 20 employees, and to solve their pain point of documenting and making sure they're ready to shift and know what is going on in the back office, which is driving their business sometimes even more than the front part. And my secret sauce is about 30 or 40 years of continuous process improvement, change management, that in a big picture of Fortune 50 companies. So it gives me a big picture, but able to help the small companies do what they need to do to strive and achieve their goals and have a good work-life balance. My name is Selena Drakeford.
Give her a round of applause. Your first challenge today is I want you to be able to
Condense it, yes.
All right, who's next?
My company is Precious Cargo Childcare and Education. I am developing a daycare for, I don't even know how to, I'm developing a daycare for all parents, business people, everybody alike, to help them.
Pause. Is it for all parents, y'all?
No.
I know. I just don't know.
Okay.
Well, cause
Just guess.
See, the thing is,
Just throw something. I know.
I had affordable, and then me and Corey went over affordable this past weekend, and affordable could be anything to different people.
Yes.
So I can't put affordable on no more.
You could say budget friendly, but who is the person? Like, what kind of parents? Are they young parents? Are they
All parents, really.
Are they minimum wage working parents? Are they blue collar parents? Are they what? Why is it affordable?
Honestly, well, see, that's what.
Well, you're going to think about that, because right now we're just introducing ourselves.
In her defense, she was left unsupervised.
All parents need a child care. What?
I said, in your defense, you were left unsupervised.
There you go. Exactly. What you just said. That's why you can't leave this to that. Well, see, this is like,
Just guess. Just throw something at me just so I can shut up. Make me shut up.
All parents in need of supervision, a safe environment.
That's everybody.
No,
Right.
all parents in need of child care. No, but it's not, because your thing is these hours. What is your hours?
Well, that's my secret sauce.
Oh. Well, can you say your secret sauce?
Okay, well, you better get it in there then. So I
Okay,
can
so
hush.
to help parents in providing a safe environment for their children, I plan to solve their problem. I don't know. I really don't know. Cause see, I get so confused with this because you guys keep telling me that I'm not for all parents, but I truly feel like I am.
I know we all feel like we for everybody. Okay? I can change everybody's life, let me tell you. But everybody is not going to pay me, and I can't get everybody. If everybody's your customer, that means nobody is your customer. I'm coming back to you. You better have something for me in 2 minutes or less.
Right? I was like, let me write it down.
With Colorado's Finest, developing a handyman and home repair business to help people coming out of prison to establish a good, healthy work environment to work in. We also target the middle class to solve their problem, not having enough time and energy to fix these things themselves. My secret sauce is over 20 years in the business of doing these things and attention to detail to solve the problems faster and more efficiently. My name is James.
All right. So what I would say in the future is say that part, attention to detail, and I have 20 years experience. My name is, okay? Because there are people who've been doing something for a long time, been doing it a long time bad.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yep.
My company is Roland Drive-In Theater. I'm developing a space for family fun and entertainment. I'm trying to build relationships with our community to provide jobs for the youth in the community, to teach them work ethics. I feel like that our youth need to have a place to go and learn work ethics and life skills.
Let me ask you, is it a specific youth?
I want to target middle-aged high school students. Maybe work with the school community to allow them to get credit or something.
Do you want to work with a certain area of town?
Right over here in the 80910 and 80916.
Okay, I want you to be specific and say students in the southeast, okay? Because it makes a difference. And southeast is almost like a trigger word in Colorado Springs.
It really is
okay?
right now.
So you make sure you use that, all right?
The secret sauce is to teach the youth work skills in our community. My name is Lisa Tafaya.
All right, give her a round of applause.
Okay, before we go on, so you got the name.
It's Roll In Drive-In Theater or Roll Up Drive-In Theater.
Roll up. Let me say it.
No,
What? Tell her why. Pause.
Roll Up is a pop-up drive-in theater.
Listen, tell her why.
Automatically gonna think weed.
Yes.
Because we are in Colorado Springs.
You are in Colorado Springs.
Period.
Okay.
End of story.
No, it's not.
If you are, unless that is your target audience, that hey, you can come to here and you can roll up and watch the movie.
They hear roll up.
Well, we have.
They're rolling up.
I would roll up because I would be popping up in their yard.
No, because we are in a weed 420 cannabis, call it what you want, friendly place. We have to beware of those trigger words when we're in Colorado.
Everybody bring that to it.
Yes, you see how we all went crazy like that. Unless, like I said, unless that's your target market. Because that could be a thing. That could totally be a thing. I would have you come to my house and roll, and y'all roll up.
Yeah, we can smoke outside.
Right. So we have to consider what is the name of our company saying or not saying. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll try. So you know my voice isn't very strong.
So I want you to speak from here, not from here.
You know I have a.
I know, but listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm telling you because it's all about breathing and where we breathe from.
Yes.
If you were a singer, then I would tell you to sit on the edge of your seat and we're going to sing from here. Because when we sing from here, it hurts everything in between. It stresses everything in between. So if we already have something going on, it's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I've been really quiet.
Ooh, I heard it. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, it came out.
It came out. So it's not about the volume, it's about the projection.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, so the business I'm developing is called Casa Latina. I'm not sure that that's the name.
You see how when she said Casa Latina, that came out.
Bye.
I want all of them to come out like Casa Latina.
So I'm developing a special business district that will offer commercial space to Latino businesses to help them grow and market their businesses and become sustainable. The secret sauce is that this environment will provide support for them, and then because they'll network with other Latinas, and it will also be in a culturally aesthetic, beautiful place.
All right.
And my name is Jackie. How are you?
All right, give Jackie a round of applause. Come on, Crowd Mouse.
My company, would you say hello? Okay. I'm not sure about the ending of mine yet.
That's okay, we don't have to be sure.
Did you say the
The
angel?
name.
No, the ending of mine.
Oh.
Okay. My company is Little Leaf Coffee Company, and I am developing a delicious coffee and vegan breakfast menu to help the vegan community have a safe and welcoming space to start their day. I've been in the service industry for 10 years and make delicious vegan food and pastries. And my name is Lizzie Shambaugh.
All right, give Lizzie a round of applause. So what did you feel unsure about?
A lot of my business is about environmentally sustainability, and I wanted to throw that in there. But I didn't.
Well, we'll figure that out,
Yeah.
okay? All right, did everybody go? Okay, all right. I'm gonna make sure we get everybody in. I am Mimi the Motivator. My name is Jamia Wells Palmer because, you know, people want to know what's on your license, like that's any of their business. But my name is Jamia Wells Palmer. I am Mimi the Motivator. Your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. I host the Get High on Motivation show, as she knows. She watches me on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. I swear I'm on like 20-something different platforms. So
every time I turn around, she's popping
right,
up.
You
on my phone.
cannot say you can't find me. I am out there. Spotify, Amazon, Google. It doesn't matter. Find me. All right. But what I do is I consider myself a teacher. I read the books. I attend the workshops that nobody else has time for, and I tell you what they say. That's what I believe about myself. Now, I wear many hats. I coach. I train coaches. I do a lot. I do what needs to be done is what I feel like. I just help people get from where they are to where they want to be and anything in between. So these are the main things that I need to say that I do in case I didn't say. Because sometimes I don't say these things, and these are things that I do offer. There's a QR code on the little thing that you've got that will give you access to whatever is on this screen. All right? Let's move into the good stuff. Glossophobia. You're not alone if you're afraid of public speaking. Is anybody brave enough to say they're scared of public speaking?
A little bit.
A little bit. You ain't scared of nothing. Y'all better pray for the bell. Okay? You know how they say if it's a fight between me and the bell? Pray for the bell?
Yes.
I'm praying for the bell. It's okay. 75% of Americans are afraid of public speaking. People would rather die than be the person who gives the eulogy, which the eulogy is the person talking over you, the pastor talking over you, which is crazy to me. You'd rather die than talk? But for me, I definitely understand because public speaking is not just getting up here in front of people. Public speaking is even asking somebody out on a date, asking somebody just for a networking follow-up one-to-one. Now that, I sweat to death. I had one today. I was a whole wet mess when I got off that Zoom. But I can do this with ease. But everybody has where it shows up differently. Some people, it makes them so scared that they get sick and throw up. Some people end up in the hospital because they got some big speech or big presentation going on and they just can't take it. Well, my job today is hopefully to curb some of that for you. And what I really believe is it's all about being prepared. But knowing that if you can conquer this fear a little bit, if you can master these skills, because public speaking is really just a skill. And it's just a skill that I've been trained at since I was 13 years old. It's how I got trophies, because I was too small and too uncoordinated to do anything else right. So I could do this, I could run my mouth. But knowing that running your mouth can increase your bank account. Anybody like an increase in their bank account? Okay, I'm just making sure I'm in the right space. But this is what mastering this skill can do for you, is it can give you a promotion if you have a job. It can just put you in, even as entrepreneurs, you can get promotions. It may not be a job title. Sometimes it is because you move from being an entrepreneur to business owner, which means you don't have to show up anymore.
Yeah, right.
But part of that comes from being able to articulate what your vision is and getting people to support it and get behind it, to hire employees and guide and motivate your employees. All of this is public speaking. So you can't get away from it, but you can be prepared for it. This is one of my favorite quotes. Yes, I am Toastmaster crazy. I am currently not an active member, but I am Toastmasters crazy. I think everybody and anybody should join Toastmasters. Whatever you're doing, it will elevate it. It only costs like $45 every 6 months. It's the cheapest personal professional development money can buy.
I did it at HP because HP had its own Toastmasters.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's a game changer because it makes you more comfortable in your skin. It makes you more comfortable conveying what's going on in your head and what's going on in your heart. And as business owners, we have to be able to say this. So these are the 4 general purposes, but there are 2 that I want you to pay attention to inform and to persuade, because those are the main 2 reasons you're going to open up your mouth as a business owner. Informing people about what it is that you do, how you do it, and how they can support it or how they can pay for it. Or persuading them that this is the right product and service for them to go with. That you are the one that they need to invest in. Okay? All of this is this small skill called public speaking. So we want to get specific. So write down, I need you to fill in the blank. Are you going to persuade tonight? Or are you going to inform? Make a decision. Are you going to inform us about what you do and how you do it? Or are you going to persuade us to go ahead and become a customer or investor? So I want to inform my audience about how my vegan breakfast is the best for you. I want to persuade people to pick me to build their house or to work on their houses versus somebody else, because my workers need the job and they're committed to doing the job well. And if they're not, they got me as a boss because I pay attention to details. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Everybody ready? Think long, you think wrong. So it's very important to identify your audience before you start speaking, because you can't speak to everybody the same way. You're talking to investors, there's certain verbiage we need to use. If we're talking to a potential customer, there's some other verbiage that we use. Because investors want to know stats and facts and statistics and what's your story. Your customers might want to know your story, but they want to know, how much do you cost? How much will it cost me? Does that make sense? All right. When we were in school, it was called a thesis statement. When you wrote an essay, it was the whole, what's the point of you opening, what's the point? What are you getting to? The easy way to organize any presentation is, what are you going to tell them? Or tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. That's the easiest way. And so the thesis statement is telling them what you're going to tell them. Give them a quick rundown of what's about to go down. But we need to know specifically, especially when we get to the end of this thing, because our call to action is based upon our thesis statement. The thesis statement is kind of like the warm-up of what we're going to ask for later, okay? So, what's the purpose of your pitch? We're going to go around the room, and I want to know, are you going to inform me today, or are you going to persuade me today?
Inform.
Persuade.
Persuade.
Inform.
Persuade.
Persuade. Can I do a little bit of both?
Okay.
How about you're going to use your information to persuade?
Okay.
So, but the end game, you have to have, if you don't know, that's where it's going to walking like on super tall heels for the first time. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be wobbly. Okay? You want to be like, and walk through. Okay? So let's talk about it. Are we going to persuade or are we going to inform? Make a decision. And what are you going to persuade them to do? All right. Okay. Any questions before we move on into the actual pitch deck? Any questions about public speaking, about putting through a presentation, anything we've covered so far? Going once, going twice, we're moving fast. We're gone. Let's move into the pitch deck.
I just love you.
So these are the elements of the pitch deck. Don't worry about writing all these words down, because there is a slide for each one of these. And when you do your pitch deck, you are going to have a slide for each one of these. 10 is about the number of slides that we don't want to go over. You ever seen a presentation and somebody got way too many slides and they got to skip through them? It's because it's too much. It's ridiculous. At a pitch deck, if you were doing a pitch deck competition, you need to get to the nitty gritty and let them know this is what I came for, this is what I need to do, this is who I am, all that. And this is what we're going to get to today, okay? Go ahead.
Do you have some best practices for slides coming up, or should we talk about?
We'll talk about presentation do's and don'ts. We'll talk about that in there. Yes. All right, the first thing that we need to come out the gate with is what is the problem that we're solving? Or what is the immense pleasure that we are providing?
And you guys are welcome to use these that Andy made for you. This is front and back, and they're meant for each of your slide decks that you're going to be doing. So you can even just start problem.
Yes.
That's this one. What's my ideas?
Write it down because we are going to do this today.
And we have more if you need more.
And what time is it?
We're never getting out of here.
6:25, okay. We're doing well. So what's the problem? It might be multiple problems. I see you thinking like, what is the problem I'm solving? What is the problem that a vegan chef is solving? Somebody tell me.
Access to vegan food.
That is definitely a big one because I swear I'm always Googling it.
Vegan week is coming up too.
It's right now.
It was today.
What?
Today.
I didn't even know nothing about this.
Yeah, but today.
Yes,
It
vegan,
is.
all these restaurants
Just
are
go
going
to
to
Vegan
have a
Week
side
and
vegan
like a
menu.
website.
Are you vegan?
I am not, girl. I'm a flexitarian, but I eat like a vegetarian.
But I drink my vegan.
Yeah, but if I'm eating out the house, I want vegetarian and vegan typically. Yeah. So, yeah, the only thing I cannot eat is I cannot eat any poultry. It makes me sick. And it's weird. And then my body loves pork. But I typically eat seafood. I'm more pescatarian than anything. But everybody thinks I'm a vegetarian because of the way I eat. But no, I eat whatever I want to eat. I eat what my body wants. All right, what is the real problem? You got to know what the pain points are. Yes, you have a great idea, but what's the pain point? Let's talk about it.
Yes, I need help. Okay, so I know, so I don't know, like I know what my problem is solving, but I don't know how to put it into words. Like how to like make it sound like professional type. So my main thing of my daycare is that I want extended hours, which means I want late evenings and Saturdays to solve like the employment type for parents.
Yeah, for parents who work late, they get off at the same time the daycare closed. They can't get there in time.
Right, but I don't know how I would professionally put that in words. Like, what are the professional words? How would I?
For second shift workers.
Or more flexible.
For, yes.
Every daycare is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I want flexible daycare options you can trust.
It also doesn't have to sound technical.
No, it needs to sound like a 10-year-old.
When it comes to a presentation, like I want to be entertained. I'm a real person, and it doesn't need to have flowery words. Like just say it happens. At least that's how.
Everybody write at the top of your paper KISS.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, sexy. Or superstar. Keep reminding yourself that because it's easy to flower. It's easy to try to make it look good, sound good. I want you to be able to speak to a 10-year-old and the 10-year-old gets it. Because if a 10-year-old gets it, that means anybody can get it. 75% of your customer base is ignorant. Not that they are dumb, they just don't know what you know. You know stuff that they don't know. That's why you're the expert and they're not. That's why you're the vegan chef, I'm not. I'm a chef, not a vegan chef. So I need you. You see what I'm saying? All right. So make sure you have at least some problem written down because you are going to have to present this soon. Market size. How many people have this problem? And don't say everybody. Everybody don't have this problem. Everybody don't want to go to the movie theater. Some people like staying at home and watching Netflix. So it's not everybody. We definitely know it's not everybody for you. It's a very specific demographic. Who has this problem? Think demographics and psychographics are way more important these days than demographics. Demographics is how much they make, what age they are. You need to know how do they make decisions? Who influences them? What influences them? What motivates them? What turns them off? Who do they follow on social media? These are psychographics. Because business is really psychology. The whole game is psychology. You're gonna be a psychologist by the time you end up with a successful business. It's figuring people out, it's reading people, you become a whole psychologist. Marketing is psychology, picking the right colors. Colors play a psychology game on folks. So who has this problem? Who are you looking to serve specifically? We are fishing with specific bait because we want a big bass. We want them big old fish that's heavy and hard to get out of the water. We don't want the little minnows that you can just catch with a net. We want big fish. And the way we get this is by knowing specifically who they are. Because with big fish, you have to take the right kind of bait. Whether you know anything about fishing, here's your first fishing lesson. If you want a certain fish, you got to get what they like to eat. Because they don't all eat the same thing. This is where you get to tell your vision. This is where you get to tell your stories. Stories sell. Facts tell, but stories sell. So we need a little bit of both. Because facts tell and stories sell. People want to know why. We're getting into an age where people are more conscious about their buying and their spending. These younger demographics are really about all that sustainability. You heard her talking about it over here. It's the way of the world now. So you have to tell your story. People buy from people that they like and people that they trust. So if they don't already trust you, then you need to make them like you, because then the like will lead to the trust. If they trust you already, then they'll like what you probably have. But what is your why? So come up with something, write it down. Your value proposition, we talked about that I think the last time we met. That's your secret sauce. What makes you different? How do you specifically do what you do? What makes you unique? So now that you have told us what your unique solution is, we need to know, how does it work? How does it function? What is your product line? So I have this cup, and I also have this cup at home in navy blue. And I also have another top, so I can change my top off and I can drink a hot beverage and have the little slidey deal. That's a demonstration. If I don't have the real thing, I can have a fake one. I can have a drawing. But have something that explains how your thing does what it does. Any questions? Write something down, because I need to know something. We want to know something today. Now, how does your business operate? How do you get money? Are you online? Do you meet in person? Are you a food truck, or do you have a brick and mortar? How do you operate? Even if you don't have a business yet, what do you think it's going to look like? If it exists already, you have a food truck, you can say, well, we come outside when we're done and come get a bite to eat. Somebody, you brought samples of some food.
Yes.
That falls in that category of a demonstration. You're getting to taste it. You're seeing how it, okay? This is where we give them an idea of how we're going to make money, especially if we're talking to investors, because that's what they want to know. Okay, you got this great idea, but how are you going to get it out there? How are you going to get paid? I meet with people sometimes and they're like, well, I got Cash App. Okay, and what else? You need to have multiple ways. I walk around with a little square thing in my wallet. You'll never say you can't pay me. I'm going to whip that thing out and get it to my phone. What's up? I'm taking deposits. What you talking about? I'm not playing. Make yourself accessible as many possible ways you can get paid. If you can PayPal, PayPal is free to have. You can get a Stripe account. Stripe is free to have. Now, these things do have fees associated with them, but make yourself accessible, okay?
And keep in mind, before you guys give your pitch presentations, you will have an opportunity to lay out a table and be able to give those samples or things about your business. So they're gonna come in and they're gonna learn a little bit about you first. We usually do like a, I don't know if you guys went to the last one, but we do like a little thing where they go to each one and get a stamp. So they're gonna come to your table, they're gonna learn a little bit about you, and then you're gonna be able to go up there and give the rest of the pitch. But use that, incorporate that in what you're doing so it's cohesive and they go, you know, hey, you see that there, here's what I offer, whatever, make it part of it.
Right. And if you don't have a physical, tangible something, you need to be able to paint a picture in their mind. So how do you do that? You have to be very descriptive, but paint the picture so they can see what you see in your head and in your vision.
So like with demos, can I, since I don't really have like a product, can I lay out like the statistics? Because my focus is the social and emotional development of children. Can I lay out like with that demo, would that be the part where I lay out the importance of social and emotional development in that area?
Is that part of your program?
Yes, my
Well, that will
is
be
social-emotional.
where you talk about in the demo, you'll talk about how the program works. It's not just, it sounds like it's not just a drop your child off daycare. There's like something's gonna happen while my child is there. You're gonna work on my baby, is what it sounds like.
Right,
Is that
like
true?
I would, like in my daycare, although no daycares do this, I would have like meditations
Yes.
and stuff like that. Whereas more of a remote place, a lot of daycares focus on the educational aspects of children and preparing them for elementary school, but they don't realize that kids who are more focused on social and emotional have a better development in kindergarten and first grade and actually show more success
Yes.
than regular, curriculums. And so, would that be where I would like put in like the statistics that shows like, children who do have,
So that's more like you're partly in your target market or your in your demographics of, because it's parents of possibly children that have these things, these issues. Because if I know,
not necessarily really issues, it's just that like it's for all kids. 'Cause, like for example, when we talk to children, we'll tell a 2-year-old like, tell me how you're feeling, which is a basic to it. But whereas like social and emotional development, we actually break it more down. Like this feeling feels like this. Is this how you feel? So instead of just like being very broad, like tell me how you're feeling. It's more of a breakdown. It's more of
this is what I would do. If I were you, I would record a video. You see, I think it says, does it say it on there? I don't know, somewhere I have it where you can have video, visual. I would have a video of me having this conversation with a kid. No more than a minute, less than a minute, really like 30 seconds. We just need a little snippet of how, that little conversation right there. How do you feel? Or this is how this feeling feels. Giving something so we can see what you mean. Because we might not understand these terms that you're using.
right.
And you don't want to go over somebody's head.
Right.
Okay?
But it's definitely some of your secret sauce too.
Yes.
One thing of feedback I'll give you is, you wanna actually mention how different you and Jackie both were in your models. And that she actually preferred a social model. So I think that's part of your secret sauce.
It is.
That's a great thing that sets you apart from other centers, and you should absolutely hone in on that.
Right.
And then when we were doing like the introductions, like I said, it sounds like you're doing late night parents or parents who need later care.
Mm-hmm.
But find some words that talks to that demographic. So traction, what have you done so far? If you haven't done anything, that's okay. Set some milestones. In 3 months, I'll be here. In 6 months, I'll be here. In 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. But let us know what your traction will look like. Paint a picture regardless. You can't say, well, I just started and I haven't done anything yet. I haven't sold anything yet. That won't work, okay? You better say, well, I tried it out on my cousin and then
We rolled up.
right, we rolled up. Okay? But people need to know that you have some type of track record of doing this. I don't care if nobody's ever paid you to do this before.
And if you've done your MVP, this is a good place to talk about the MVP that you did and what kind of traction you got from that. Hey, I haven't been able to put my product out there yet, but we did a tester and we did this and we gathered this data. And we know that once we hit the ground running, that we're gonna be here in 3 months and here in 6 months. Be the expert.
Mm-hmm. And this is also where you can throw maybe a chart in of this is how many people have this issue. That'd be a great place to put that because people like numbers. Find some numbers. I don't care what these numbers are, you better find them. This many people are converting to veganism. Just whatever it is, or this many people have heart disease. There's always a way. Find how many people just need processes, period. You can give an example of how you have walked into a company or worked for a company and how messed up it was and how you left them. That's traction. What's your traction? Or what traction exists already out there in the marketplace? Surveys say that when a Hispanic woman is in an environment that is culturally aesthetic, that she tends to be developed, grow more, and have better results. I don't know, I'm just making something up. Work with me here, okay? All right. Landscape. What does the landscape look like? What do the grounds look like around you? Your competition. And your competition sometimes, you cannot tell me you don't have competition. I don't care if you have something that nobody else has done. There is somebody that is your competition. I don't care if your competition is the TV. The TV is the babysitter. You're competing with that because some people leave their children at home and turn the TV on and be like they know their children be glued or give them a game. And the gaming system is the competition. Because really that's making them worse in the head more than anything. So are you thinking about who can be your competition?
My competition's sitting across the room.
There you go. There you go.
No, we're collaborating.
Yes, okay.
Cooperation. Yes. You can get a competitive analysis. That's where it already shows what the market looks like in general. Nationally, internationally, locally. Because that shows what's possible for your business. But find some numbers, like I said, find numbers because you're the expert. It doesn't take much to be the expert. You say one fact, one statistic, you're the expert. All you need to know is one more thing than your customer and you are the expert. At least sound like it, look like it. And then who is gonna help you make this happen? It might be your daughter. It might be the neighbor. It might be you, and you, me, myself, and I.
Might be power partners.
You might be collaborators. Like for me, for my financial services, I'm partnered with a company that takes care of those things for my customers, for my clients. So if they need a loan, if they need to get their credit fixed, if they need to build business credit, any of those things, all they got to do is go to finances/thefeelrichgroup.com and boom, all that's there. But I'm partnered with someone who services that website and services the client. I don't have to be the expert in financial technology, but I have financial technology available at their fingertips. At your fingertips as well.
Right here, right here.
Right. You know, it might be a virtual assistant over in the Philippines. It does not matter. That's your team.
Yep.
But always make sure that you end with a call to action. I don't care if you are informing them. What do they need to do with this information when they're done?
Call me. So we can discuss further.
My call to action, my dollar amount, and I need you to invest.
My call to action is, let's schedule an appointment so I can see how much you want to write that check for. Or see me when I get to, see me in the back of the room with your checkbook. Or take out your card now.
Telling them now.
I attended, I told y'all I attended workshops y'all ain't got time for. I attended one the other day, and the man gave me something I never thought about. And I think I knew this, but he said, you ask him, is it a Visa or a MasterCard? Because if it's a Visa, you say, okay, so what's the 13 digits starting with 4?
Right.
If it's Amex, what is that, 6160? Yeah, thank you. And they have an extra digit in that, I need that 4-digit code on the back or whatever, on the front.
CBV.
Come on. These are little hacks that we need to know and be ready for. So that way we eliminate any issue. Like I said, I got that little thing. If they say, well, you know, well, I don't have cash. I don't have, well, I have this. Do you have a card?
I saw via a picture that my mother took, but a person panhandling had a funny thing and he put his Cash App name.
Yes, that's smart. I learned a lot from panhandlers.
Yeah, it's like he put a thing. Well, he had a
I've never seen that, but that is
he
smart.
had a catchy. My mom's like, you took a picture? She goes, oh, he didn't see me. I'm like, well,
I should send $1 just for
yeah,
this.
but it said, all it said was, my wife had the better lawyer. Cash App me at homeless guy 79.
I love it. I love
I do
it.
it all the time with the money ones.
But I was like, that's great marketing.
It is.
Because people are like, that's my standard thing. I don't have any cash.
Everybody probably
They're
laughed and was like, yep, I'm gonna send him $1 just because he's hilarious.
Yeah. I would tell you what I learned from a panhandler. I always thought that you needed to ask for something specific. This guy just had trying to get to, let's say, San Diego. What I realized is he put all of us in position to contribute how we wanted to contribute. Somebody might have a snack for you to go along the way. Somebody might buy you a bus ticket. Somebody might give you a couple dollars towards it. Somebody might give you a voucher or a coupon. You know, but it allowed us to decide how we wanted to contribute because he told us what his goal was. So I love that. So here are the other things that you can get away with having a slide for outside of the things we've just gone through. If it's anything outside of this, I promise I will come up on stage and be like, oh, hold on now. Y'all don't look at these. Okay? So yes, you can have something as an introduction because I very often forget to introduce myself. I'm not going to lie because I came for the bread and butter and I feel like you came for the bread and butter and I just want to get to it and give it to you. You know, but it's important. People need to know who we are.
Jasper, there goes your testimonials. You can get people to write and you can put it in.
Before and after pictures.
Yes, before and after pictures. Testimonials are gold. If you can get somebody to do a video testimonial, that is everything. If you got to offer them a discount to do it, get it. Because that video is going to help you produce income. All right? Get it. Share it everywhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be edited. None of that. Just get the video, okay? All right, financials are really great. People want to know how much you've made, how much you're going to make, that kind of stuff. Any of that. If you already have funding. Well, I've already secured 1.1 million from such and such, or I got a grant from here. Because sometimes, you know, people like to follow the people. They follow the hips in front of them. They're sheeple. Oh, they gave you money? Oh, well, let me write you a check too.
Sheeple.
Sheeple. Sheeple. Yeah, sheeple. They follow the hips in front of them. That's what sheep do, and that's what the people mostly around here do. So that is pitch deck. Any questions about any one of those slides? Are you ready to pitch me? You got 1 to 3 minutes to be able to pitch me, but we're going to take a break first. Okay?
Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious. I think you know me by now a little bit.
So it's a pitch deck or it's the persuade?
So let's
So just know that you're just gonna go through what you have on your worksheet. This does not have to be polished. We're just gonna do something. We gotta get in the process of doing things. We're not just gonna think about it and talk about it. We gotta start doing things. Okay?
Let's do this. We're gonna do a 10-minute break. And then we'll give you guys, how many of this are there? We'll give you guys 15 minutes to come back and put your ideas down on the paper, ask any questions, clarify questions and stuff. and then we will start pitching at 7:15.
He said, I'm ready.
I love it, yes.
Okay?
Oh, so
All
you
right.
going first, Jasper?
Yep. I'm done, I did them all.
All right, good stuff. So let me hear you say, I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.